Welcome to episode 82 of the Luke Winstall Show. Covering Georgia high school football, I've been noticing a trend lately. The class of 2022 seems different. They look deeper, more stacked, and overall to be a better class at this point than most of those that I've seen over the past half-decade plus. Now, on the show, I've been trying to spotlight across football and basketball some of the top players from the class of 2022 that I think will have a big impact when they go play college sports and potentially pro. Last week I talked with MJ Morris, Pace Academy, number 3 dual threat QB in the country, 4-star rated by every service. If you haven't seen that, check it out after you listen to this interview with Terian Williams II. Terian's rated as a 3-star. I disagree. Most people that know him I think would. He's recruited as a 4, maybe even a 5-star guy. He's got offers from more than half the SEC. That includes big-time schools like LSU that have come calling. And he got his first offer in 8th grade from Howard. 8th grade. Yeah, I get him to talk about that on the show, give a recruiting update, talk about what he does outside of football, and what he's looking forward to and expecting from his upcoming senior season. With that, Terian, thank you for joining me on the show. It's great to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, we'll begin with your first offer. Came back in 8th grade for you from Howard. How did that all come about and how did that go down for you?
It felt good just to know that a coaching staff was looking at me. Howard University, a good HBCU, and just to see that all my talents were being watched now, and that everything that I do now is being watched. It just made me want to go harder.
Definitely. Now, for you, can you take me back to your memory of what that was like and how that all went down?
Yeah, I was just sitting in my bed doing homework, and then my mom had came upstairs and said, "You need to call this coach." She told me had called coach up, and he was talking about my film and different things and how good my grades were because I already took the SAT and ACT at the time also. And then he was just talking about that. Then he decided to give me an offer based off just raw talent. He hasn't seen me in person yet, but just based off the talent he sees on the film.
Wow. Okay. And then when coach is talking to you, I mean, how did they discover you? How do you think they came to find you?
Yeah, Coach Rodney at Coach Raw, he had connections there, and he gave them my film, gave them my transcripts, and Coach Rodney does a good job of helping the kids down here in Georgia get out there.
Definitely. Well, now for you, you've got over 40 offers as a junior, 41 now, about half the SEC coming after you, if not more. What's your opinion on the rating and the rankings? They have you as a 3-star, but you're seemingly being recruited as a 4 or 5-star guy.
Definitely. Yeah, I am ranked as a 3-star right now. I try not to look at it. That's not what pushes me every day. Just to know I'm blessed to be able to play ball at the next level pushes me every day. I try not to look at it, but at the same time, you have to look at it because it's just something that's, attached to you basically. And I do feel like I'm better than a 3-star, and I just try to go out there and prove it every weekend.
Well, when you look at rankings and where you are, where would you put yourself in Georgia or nationally as an athlete?
I definitely think I'm one of the top athletes in Georgia. Georgia has so many guys, athletes, whether it's different positions or certain positions. This is the hotbed of football. So if I'm top athlete in the state, I'm definitely top athlete in the nation.
Definitely. And with you having the athlete classification, I'm sure you get tons of questions all the time. What position would you rather play? Where do you want to be? But if you could pick.
Yeah, next level, I'm definitely gonna be on the defensive side of the ball. Not sure yet if it's gonna be at corner, nickel, or safety. I can play all three. My versatility helps me to play all three. So most colleges are looking at me being versatile, playing on the whole back half.
Awesome. Well, now for you, you've had some big highlight moments that have propelled you to the popularity that you have. So what would you say is your favorite or your most memorable moment thus far?
Definitely the Marietta game when I picked off Harrison Bailey. They were driving in the score. I think it was about around the 30-yard line. They were coming in the score, and I had picked off one of his passes and changed the momentum of the game. I think it was about like 14-7 at the time, and they would have scored to make it 21-7 to put the game further in reach. But just to change the game and then go against those type of guys, many D1 players out there, many guys showing out on Saturdays now, and to make a big play in a big game.
for you as a recruit, where are you at now? What's your outlook at this point in the process?
Right now, things have obviously changed for the recruits now, being able to go on campus and stuff. So I'm really waiting for the dead period to let up so I can go on campus, see the different schools that have offered me. I'm ready to get a top narrow down the list soon. Probably around that spring ball time. Narrow down my list after I've seen some of the schools and meet some of these coaches in person. And it's definitely want to make a decision around start of the season so I can focus on my senior season.
Yeah, do you have any kind of a timeline for when you'd want to commit or what signing day you'd want to sign at?
Yeah, I want to commit probably like right before the season, so I go ahead and focus on my senior season, and then signing will depend on like when they let the dead period up.
In terms of your leaders, who's after you the hardest right now?
I have a lot of schools that's after me. Hardest can't put no names up yet, but I have a lot of schools that's coming after me. Hard, trying to talk to me weekly. Set up different, doing the most out of this time, trying to set up virtual visits or things like that.
At this point, being so hotly recruited, how much are you getting in terms of mail, texts, phone calls every day?
I get mail a lot. I even have a basket by my kitchen door to just put all the mail in. Cause I just come down instead of getting the mail out the mailbox, I just come down there and pick all my mail up. Yeah, I get mail all the time and then text messages and calls throughout the day. It's a busy process for sure. But it's something that you can enjoy for sure.
Definitely. Are you down from those 41 offers? Are you down to a top 10 or any top schools yet?
I have not really narrowed it down. It's starting to narrow itself down by itself, but I have yet, narrowed it down myself.
Okay. Well, overall, now you've mentioned that you think in previous interviews Georgia high school football is the best in the nation. And that's a bold claim to make. There's a lot of states that put out talent. So I'd like to ask you specifically, why do you say that?
Georgia talent is just a hotbed of football. It's just so much talent around the state, especially in the 22 class. Argue with the 22 classes out in Texas and Cali, in Florida all the time. They try to argue, but I tell them it's nothing like Georgia football. You know, you and you can see it on Saturdays, Sundays. You can try to compare, especially how big those states are compared to the state of Georgia. And for us to still have the numbers up there with them, it just shows it right there.
Definitely. Well, for you having played at three schools in your 3 years of high school, what have the challenges of that been like, and what's that been like for you?
Yeah, I've been to three schools. My sister was when we was at Parkview, my sister was diagnosed with MS, so I had to be closer to her. So that's when I ended up transferring over to Grayson and um, getting around the start of the season. GHSA had found me ineligible for the season, just due to like moving and stuff. So then I had found a new home at Johns Creek. Uh, and blessed to be here at Johns Creek. Blessed the coaching staff let me in, and I've been able to play with a bunch of great guys. I played at Parkview, played at trained with Grayson, and then played at Johns Creek. And just to see the amount of talent I've seen in the past 3 years has been tremendous.
I'm curious about the other guys. You're well entrenched in the environment here in the Southeast in football. You played against, a lot of the top talent. Who are some guys you think that we aren't talking about enough that we should be on a national level?
On a national level, it's just guys. I can't even name names. There's so many guys that go unlooked, through especially in the state, especially in big states when there's so many big names. There's so many guys that go either unlooked or get the smaller schools that really dominate. Might maybe not be the tallest, maybe not be the strongest, but just is a football player. It's just a straight football player on the field. Guys throughout the whole state, even in Texas, Cali, Florida, just guys that dominate and do what they're supposed to do every day.
For sure. Well, for you having spent time at Grayson, they've been a team that's nationally ranked a lot. They've won championships. The talent going through there, including when you were there, has been tremendous. What makes that program special? How are they able to do that?
It all goes through Coach Carter first, man. Coach Carter's a great coach. He got them boys rolling since day one he stepped in. He had to change the culture, get the team bonding. It's all about a team, man. They all a team. They all look each other's back and they work hard. They want to be great. They want to go in there. They don't want to skip reps. They don't want to do any of that. they want to make it. They have the want to them, and you can see it on the field when they play.
Definitely. Well, now I want to get to know you personally a little bit. First off, recruiting stories. What's been the most interesting thing that's happened since you've been on the recruiting trail?
Recruiting trail has been a lot of interesting things. I think the most interesting would have actually happened this year, uh, when I would have went during my junior season, because things change when they're able to talk to us more, and then we're able to do more when we go to the campus. Uh, you know, I say the most interesting probably would be like a Kentucky, maybe, because I know most of the guys, so I was able to hang out with them more and hang out with the team more. Just I grew up with a lot of the Kentucky guys, Chris Rodriguez at running back and Yusuf Corker at DB. I grew up with a lot of them, so that was probably my most interesting.
Awesome. Well, overall, what music is in your playlist? What are you listening to now?
You know what? My favorite artist is A Boogie. I love A Boogie. That's my favorite artist. I'll go to sleep to him for pregame. I'll go to sleep, listen to him, then I wake up and listen to some Lil Baby or some Money Bag and different things like that.
What's something that you think people don't know about you, but they should?
I think different. If you don't know me, you probably don't know that I'm that coach on the field. I'm a coach on the field. If you play with me or even coach me, a lot of people can testify that I'm a coach on the field, and I'm also a football player. You can be smart outside the field, but being able to be smart on the field and be able to change due to what the offense is bringing out and be able to think quickly like that. That's a different type of smart.
How do you think that your friends and people that know you well off the field, how would they describe you and what kind of person you are?
They'll say I'm an uplifting person, positive energy. I'm always bringing energy to the team. I'm always, even in the classroom, just always that one guy that bring. If somebody's having a bad day, they might look at me, they might see me, just having a smile, just trying to bring positive energy. It's just something I was born with. I'm a people's person. I love people.
Well, I see you're pretty active on social media, especially Twitter. What's recruiting like for you in terms of the social media world? What's it like getting the graphics from coaches and everything in that aspect?
I get so many graphics. I try to keep up with them. But yeah, it's just social media plays a big part now in our recruiting, and especially like marketing your brand. Everything's about your brand. How do people look at you and things like that. I just try to show who I am as best as I can on social media until I get to meet different people in person. Social media just it brands out so much, and I'm just glad that I had people to teach me how to use it.
Definitely. Now, what advice would you give to younger recruits, guys in eighth and ninth grade that are coming up that will try to use social media to their advantage in the way that you have?
I would say use it the best way you can. Take advantage of the social media. Let it help market you. And don't get in trouble on social media. Just yeah, do yeah, yeah. Don't get in trouble on social media. Use it for your sports. Use it for the classroom. Use it for whatever you want to be when you grow up. It can really help you.
Well, now on a personal side, as a consumer, what social media do you find yourself scrolling through the most? What do you like?
I say I scroll through if I'm looking at different sports and wants to see different things like that. I'll go through Twitter. If I'm trying to catch up with different friends or stuff, I might go through Snapchat sometimes or Instagram. It depends on the times. Also, like off season time, it's hard to get on different social media apps. During season, I probably go on Instagram a lot. I know I have a lot of the guys that's across the country on there, so it just depends on the time of season, really.
Well, overall, for you, in terms of outside of football, you've got obviously it seems like some strong ties with your family. Outside of that, what do you do with your free time?
Uh, I've been skating a lot. My friend got me into skating. Uh, yeah, my boy Craig Flint and Kennedy Logan, they got me into skating. So I've been doing a lot of skating a lot. Go karting sometimes. Haven't been able to go lately, but yeah, I try to go skating or go karting. I'm working out a lot too, so I just try to go in the free time.
Awesome. Well, now looking at the upcoming year for you at Johns Creek for football, what are your expectations? What are your goals for yourself as an individual?
For myself, I just go out there. I'm trying to go out there and prove that I'm the number one athlete in the nation. Like no question, no doubt. If somebody asks who's the number one athlete, my name comes up.
What have you been working on to try to improve your game?
Offensively, uh, quick twitch muscles, just the quick twitch muscles that help, come out of breaks, come out of, different moves, things like that. Defensively, working on my man-to-man technique, working on my knowledge of the game so I can become a better player.
Overall, what do you think your biggest strength is as a player on the field?
I think my biggest strength is my versatility. I can be put in different positions and succeed in those different positions, which help a lot to a coach also. Instead of finding three different players for one position, you have one player that can play three different positions, and that goes a long way, especially when you try to go up the ranks in different leagues.
How did that come about for you, developing to where you play so many positions at what coaches are seeing as a collegiate level?
I'd say since youth ball, when you start youth ball, you kind of go both ways. When I was in middle school, I didn't really think about, oh, you can go both ways. It takes a lot of stamina. That's the off season running and stuff. It takes a lot of stamina to go both ways. But when I got into high school, I was able to make plays with the ball. I'm special with the ball in my hands, but at the same time, I was special on defense and making plays on defense. They call me a playmaker for a reason, and I make plays on both offense and defense.
As a DB, who's the toughest receiver that you've been matched up against?
The toughest player I've ever had to match up against was Arik Gilbert. I had to match up against him a lot in man coverage when we played them in the playoffs last year, coming down to the safety position, and a lot of times I had to come down from depth and tackle him from like 12 yards and come straight down, flying down, trying to tackle him. And he's like a deer. He can move. He's hard to bring down too.
What was that like for you preparing, knowing that you're probably going to have to go up against a player like that all game long?
Oh yeah, it was actually fun preparing. It was competition. And that's all. I feel like I play better when it's competition, and that was one of my best games I've ever played. I love the competition out there playing against all those different guys. Uh, Ricky White at Michigan State, Rick Gilbert at Tennessee. He's finding a new spot now. Rick Gilbert leaving LSU. He's finding a new spot now, and Harrison Bailey, and then a whole bunch of other guys that I've known throughout the years, and just to compete with them was great.
For sure. Well, Terian, that's all the questions I had for you. I appreciate your time.
All right, appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of The Luke Winstall Show. Please be sure to follow on social media at Luke Winstall Show and share it with all your friends. That concludes this episode, but I'll see you back next week with another great guest.